What is up, everybody? Welcome back to our next episode of Tokyo Dark. If this is your first time watching one of my playthroughs, or if you are a returning viewer, I very much appreciate it either way. If you like this, please leave me a like, a comment, or subscribe to my channel for this and other playthroughs. Hopefully, I said this last time, knock on wood. Listen, I don't know if you can hear that or not. But anyway, hopefully, I've done a couple of tests and everything worked fine. So, enough rambling. Let's get back into this really awesome game. And I am going to have to adjust the volume at the beginning because it doesn't save until you actually, well, until it auto saves, obviously. So, I'm shutting up now. Tokyo Dark. Okay, here we go. Hey, little one. Look at you sleeping there. Not a care in the world. At least you're all right. I don't know what I'd do if both you and Kazuki. No, I can't think like that. There's no more to all this and too many unanswered questions. I'll get to the bottom of it. Manage to salvage a normal life out of this somehow. Don't worry, little one. An article from 2 weeks ago. Everything in it is laid out so neat and factual and makes it seem so simple. It's like that all happened to someone else. Like the Ito on the page is a different person from some other world. Yet it's not. That's what happened to me, or so they say. The article barely mentions the girl, the bloody bag, or the red paint. How can they write that like it's true? The press will try to simplify any story to sell papers, like Kazuki always said. Other things about that night don't add up either. After backup finally did arrive, they couldn't find any trace of the girl. Fingerprints on the red paint were inconclusive, and the knife at the scene was clean too. That's what they told me, but there's no way that can be true. What really happened down there? A violent incident in the sewer below the streets of Shinjuku in the late hours last night has resulted in the death of a detective in an apparent rescue gone wrong. The body of Detective Kazuki Tanaka, 29, was recovered last night after a nearly week-long search when he went missing off of the streets of Kasumigaseki. The mysterious incident has left the police scrambling for answers and a suspect as the investigation continues into its second day. The detective who arrived first on the scene, Ayami Ito, has declined to make any comment to the press, but her superiors say that after following a lead, she was led into the sewers where she made contact with a lone female suspect. At that time, sources say, the female suspect panicked and the incident ended violently before she could be apprehended. There are many unanswered questions, however. It appears that besides the lone detective, there were no other police on the scene, calling into question how the case was handled. There is also a question of the missing suspect and why, after Detective Tanaka was killed, the suspect was not able to be restrained. This case comes in the midst of increasing scrutiny on the police, in particular the violent crime section, as other incidents of police neglect or questionable investigative practices have been made public. Several experts have gone on record saying that Tokyo's police are not equipped to handle the recent wave of crime. The police have promised to release the results of their internal investigation as soon as possible. Superintendent Yukimura, who is in charge of both Detective Tanaka and Ito, has urged his department and the public at large to hold judgment until all the facts are in. I've heard a lot of rumors surrounding this case, but we're barely a few hours into understanding what happened down there. I think it's too early to jump to conclusions. I've been avoiding spending too much time in this room lately. Memories of that night always come flooding back whenever I do. Sometimes I think I can hear his voice just beyond the door, and that when I open it, I'll see him there. Finding these last few weeks to just be a bad dream. But it's no dream. He's gone. I don't know what hurts more, the fact that he's gone, or the way it happened. Taken by a girl who shouldn't exist. Reina, that was her name. I remembered a few days after the sewer, but kept it to myself. At the debrief, they had me talk to a station psychiatrist, and one look from her was enough to figure out what everyone else must be thinking. The police reports, the press, no one's mentioning the girl. But I saw what I saw. If she came back, then maybe. If I could only get some time to collect my thoughts and investigate the scene myself, I'm sure I could find something to prove she was there. I doubt they'll let me anywhere near it, though, at least for now. One way or another, I'll find the truth. Hey, I brought you some dinner.
こんにちは。
Thanks, Yumi. You didn't have to do that. You need to eat something, neighbor. Can't just sit around all day, right? I know that. It's all right. You don't have to thank me. I'm no good with this stuff. But Ayami, I'm really sorry about Kazuki. I mean, I know that he meant a lot to you, and I didn't know him very well,
Oh,
but
Juben, you-
stop. Just stop. You don't. I'm sorry, Yumi. I didn't mean it. Forget it. Forget I said anything. I'm sorry I snapped at you. I guess it's all been a bit much.
あ
That was a big one, huh? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I know we're not best friends or anything. I was just worried is all. Sorry, Yumi. That's my phone. Work again? It's like they know when we're talking. Yeah, maybe. I have to take this. And, Yumi, thanks for the food. Anytime.
はい
Ito here. Ito, I'm sorry I didn't call sooner. I need you to come into the station as soon as you can. What's this about? It'd be easier if we talked in person. See you soon. I've worked with Saki Ishibashi for years now, and she hasn't changed a bit. Her hard work and pleasant smile are only matched by her love of gossip. Oh, hey, Ito. Didn't think we'd see you back so soon.
こんにちは
Well, ready or not, I'm here. About what happened? It's alright, Saki. You don't need to say anything. It's just so awful, and I know you two were close. I mean, I heard, yeah, We were, but seriously, you can leave it alone. I'm fine. If you say so, but I'm glad you're being so positive. No matter what people say, I know you cared about him and did everything you could to save him. Thanks, Saki. Wait, what exactly are people saying? Hmm, I guess it's only fair to give you a heads up since we're friends. There've, been some rumors about what happened to Tanaka. Rumors? What kind of rumors? Well, that's... Oh, maybe I shouldn't. I don't want to upset you. Out with it, Saki. We both know you can't keep something like that to yourself for long, so you might as well tell me now. Fine, but you didn't hear it from me, Kay. On account of all the bad press surrounding Tanaka, the higher-ups are looking for someone to pin this all on. Someone close to the case, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think I understand it just fine. Officer Bando told me earlier that Taylor was boasting about some promotion. And then I saw some movers going into your office on the CCTV earlier. It doesn't look good is all. Tara? That guy needs a swift punch to the back of the head sooner than he needs a promotion. And movers in my office? This is too much. See, I told you you'd be upset. It's not all definite, though. All I know for sure is what I've seen on the monitors and what Bando's told me. Hold on a sec. Who's Officer Bando? That's not some alias you came up with, is it? I only tried that with you one time, and you figured it out right away. Bando transferred in from Osaka a few weeks ago, and he's a total sweetheart. Sometimes he comes and talks to me at the front desk when he's free. Huh. Did he say anything else about Taylor's mysterious promotion? Not that I remember. All I know is he's been on the fourth floor doing some legwork for the detectives lately, and I overheard it. If I run by my office, maybe I'll see this Officer Bando and ask him myself. Hey, that reminds me. If you see him, could you give him this? What is it? I don't think the frog drawing follows standard police procedure. Do you like it? It's cute, right? See, I'm trusting you with this because it's more of a private thing. You'll give it to him, though, right? It's like I've died and gone back to high school. Yeah, sure, I'll give it to him, but you owe me. Thanks, Ayami. You're the best. Guess you'd better head up to Yukimura's office soon, huh? So you knew about that too, huh? Thanks for keeping me up to date, Saki. All the CCTV cameras in the station can be viewed here. Saki stays up to date on all the office drama by having an unrestricted view of the whole building. I see you haven't slowed down in your viewing habits, Saki. Well, they do pay me to keep an eye out for suspicious behavior. It's not my fault if I happen to notice some other stuff at the same time. Like that Detective Ikeda always fixes her hair before she sees Detective Suzuki, or that Officer Sato takes off his wedding ring when he enters the building. Anyway, I have to be careful. Yukimura says if anything happens on my watch that he'll make me pay for it. Investigative Units offices. Tanaka and I have offices on this floor. evidence storage and forensics is in the basement. The reception level. Saki's probably sitting there now watching all the CCTV footage. Yukimura's office, right at the top. Sorry to have to call you in like this, Ito. I know we promised you some time off after the whole rotten situation. I'd meant to talk to you earlier, but with everything going on, well, you know how it is. It's been a media circus for the last 2 weeks. Damn reporters were waiting for any excuse they could to go for our throats, and they found it. Then the deputy chief starts calling me. Then the chief. Hell, got a call from the mayor last night. All of them want this case solved and out of mind. If he was here to see it, Tanaka would be furious at all the bureaucracy. Can't even count the number of times he yelled at me after similar speeches I made to him. He was a good man. Thank you. I'm sure Tanaka would be happy to hear that. Let's cut to the chase. With every paper and news station covering your case, the mayor's demanding a formal inquiry on your conduct. Now, before you say anything, I'm not saying I would have done better in your shoes. The whole thing was rotten, if you ask me. Unfortunately, there are no do-overs in police work, and even choices that seemed right at the time can turn around and bite us later on. It's not only you. I made a mistake that night sending you in alone. I'll pay for that too. Keep an eye on your professionalism, using the spin system from time to time. Don't give those vultures anything to pick at. It's not just about the inquiry, though. I'm concerned about you and the choices you make, professionalism or otherwise, have far-reaching effects in the future. The people who will work with you and trust you, the options you'll have available to you are all hinged on your ability to keep a professional face. One more thing. Given the circumstances, we think it best to transfer you out of the violent crime department for the time being. Transfer? But sir, I don't understand. I've already done twice the amount of work as some of the veterans, and I've only been in the unit for a few years. Surely my record should speak for itself. I mean, let's at least talk about it first. This isn't a negotiation, detective. Think of it as a chance to get a fresh start. For the next month, you'll continue to be on leave. Fully paid, of course. Of course, I'll need to take your badge until you return. The gun you can turn in downstairs. When you come back, you'll be helping out with some of the vice and insurance fraud cases. As another detective will be moving into your place, we'll need to clear out your office. I've asked the movers to come in today and give you a hand. Do I make myself clear, Ito? Sir, I understand your decision, but surely this move should only be temporary? That's enough, detective. Until the internal hearing about your case is complete, there'll be no further discussion of this. Now, please go to your office and pack away any personal items to be shipped home. The rest stay with us. And Ito, take care of yourself. Hey, Ito, hold up. I heard you were back in the station. Real shame about Tanaka. He was one great detective. You're right. He was the best. Almost hard to believe he'd let himself get caught the way he did. I mean, it's weird, right? He goes missing and can't manage to contact anyone even once. I thought he would have tried to get in touch with you at least since you were his partner and all. Anyway, you shouldn't blame yourself, Ito. It was dumb to send you down there alone with no backup. Let's face it, there's no way you could have handled that on your own. Trying to imply something about me, Taira? Who, me? Nah. But what do you expect when they send a little detective and all by herself? All I'm saying is you could have used the help. Sometimes I close my eyes and count to 10, hoping that when I open them, Taira will disappear. Unfortunately, that tactic hasn't worked yet. I once partnered with Detective Nitta and was surprised by how competent he was. If he didn't attach himself at the hip to Taira, he could probably make a good detective. They told me that as the only female detective, it would be best to give me extra space, which translated to sticking me at the end of the hall. Why does everyone refuse to see the truth? I see everyone looking at me out of the corner of their eye like I'm a caged animal, giggling at me like it's all so funny. I saw what I saw. At least, I think I did. With everyone buzzing around, I can't even hear myself think. At least no one will bother me in here. Finally, some peace and quiet. Kazuki gave me this silver hairpin for my birthday last year. Seems so long ago. A new email is in my inbox from Yukimura. It looks like it's gone out to all the detectives. Let's see. Detective Ito has been under a lot of pressure. The tragic loss of Tanaka has affected us all. I think I see where this is leading. There it is. Ito will be temporarily reassigned, so he did make it public. How humiliating. Real nice of him to wait until I was out of his office before he hit send. After all this time, why doesn't he believe me? Yukimura doesn't believe me. I'm the laughingstock of the station, and now I'm being moved out of the office to top it off. Doesn't get much worse than this, but it's Yukimura that stings the most. I thought I could trust him, but instead he tells me to turn in my gun like I'm some sort of criminal. Sitting around here isn't going to change anything. If they won't investigate, I will. First things first, I need to get my hands back on that mask. Reina mentioned it over and over, and it's the only clue I have to go on. Forensics gave the mask a once-over and stuffed it down in the basement. I should go down and scope it out. A security camera watches the entrance to the locker 24/7. Unlock the door, will you, Maury? I need to have a look through some old evidence. I can't. I got a memo from upstairs that said you can't have access to the locker until you return from leave. If the bosses found out I let you in, my head would be rolling in a flash, and I could kiss my chance to become a detective goodbye. Sorry, Ito. Can't do it. Didn't think you'd stick around down here after that big earthquake this morning, Maury. Don't remind me. I'm trying to keep my mind off of it. How you holding up, Detective? Taking it one day at a time, I guess. Honestly, I'm surprised to find you still working evidence. Tanaka put in recommendations for your promotion. Yeah, I think the people upstairs have got other things on their minds right now from the sounds of things. Besides, I think they stuck me down here because I was asking too many questions on my last case. May have pissed off a few of the wrong people. Ugh, makes me squirm thinking about what it'd be like being in an earthquake in this basement. I wish you hadn't reminded me. Oh, and I'm really sorry about the Tanaka Detective Ito. I respected him a lot. He'll truly be missed. Thanks. I miss him too. The gate to the evidence room is locked. Maury has the key, but in desperate times, I've seen Tanaka pick the lock to get in. Officer Bando, the recent transfer from Osaka. It seems that Saki on the front desk is quite smitten with the guy. Hi, you must be the new transfer from Osaka. I'm Detective Ito. That's right, transferred me in last week. How you doing, Detective? Please, call me Bando. Y'all have got a big station here. Embarrassed to say, but never could find my way around the Tokyo branch all that well. I get myself lost half the time, to tell you the truth. So you must be the one that's all over the news. Don't worry. Never could trust the press. None of them know a damn thing about police work if you're asking me, and it sounded like you caught a rough one. Sorry about your partner. Thanks. Rough is an understatement. Ishibashi at the front desk wanted me to give you this. Huh? Saki did? Well, hand it over then, and let's have a look. Oh, well, I didn't reckon she sent something like this. That's just because you don't know her like we do, Officer Bando. Yeah, well, do me a favor, would you? I know, not exactly professional. But tell her to meet me on the roof in about 20 minutes. I'd do it myself, but I'm too busy. Alright, but not a word of this to any of the other detectives. Got it? You got it, Ito. You're all right. I'll crack this work out and then get upstairs when I can. I owe you one. After this morning's quake, I bet everyone would clear out of here in a hurry if the alarm went off. Evacuation of the building will start almost immediately after I pull the lever. Unfortunately, it'll be a short window before they realize what's happening, so I'll need to get to the evidence room quickly. Right, here goes nothing. As I held the mask in my hands again, I immediately questioned why I'd gone through such great lengths to get it back. A small piece of evidence wasn't worth the risk. It wasn't the answer to my problems. As strange as it sounds, I'd hoped the mask wouldn't react in the same way it did when I touched it in Kamakura. At least that would have justified what I'd done and proved the sensation I'd felt that day wasn't in my head. The mask I held in the evidence locker was nothing more than rough old wood. No voices or visions, only an eerie quiet left in the wake of anticipation. Of course, I held on to it. The case was only getting started, and Reina's obsession with it couldn't be an accident. It still had a part to play. The mask in my hands, I quickly got out of the station and jumped on the first train back to Shinjuku. Back to the alley where the whole mess had started. Something told me there was more to find in the sewer. The mask itself could wait until later. As the train made its way there, images and thoughts from that night engulfed me. I started to feel queasy. When my stop approached, the pit in my gut changed from fear to something else. I realized I'd had enough of other people telling me what to feel or how to act. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew that the only one who could give me any sense of closure was myself. You again. Hey, take it easy. I saw what you did to Goto at the bar the other night. I don't want any trouble. You can relax. I'm off duty. Besides, you know as well as I do, that guy was a scumbag. Making him wet his pants was the only way of getting anything useful out of him. Can't exactly argue with that, but scum or not, he's a big earner. You could have been a bit more gentle. Sorry. It's fine. I'm sure I'll be back eventually, whether I want him to be or not. Anyway, I heard on the news about what happened to you and your partner that night. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Thanks. I didn't figure you'd care much about what happened to a cop, all things considered. Considering what? My job? It's true. Police come in here all the time and act like gods. They order drinks, threaten me, and fill me up thinking I don't care. My boss tells me to ignore it since happy cops are good for business. Honestly, they're worse than the customers that they're supposed to protect us from. So yeah, all things considered, I don't love the police, but that doesn't make me a robot. Nobody deserves to die alone. If you told your buddies at the station that something terrible like that happened to me, some nobody hostess, do you think they'd give a shit? I wish I could say you're wrong, but years in the force have taught me that being a police officer doesn't make you a better person. A lot of people lose sight of what it is to be human just because some government official gave them a badge. How long have you been doing this job? Not long, only about 2 years and 4 different shops. They all promise me the same thing, better pay and customers that will treat you with respect. I'm still waiting on both those things. Business has been in the pits lately, and I've gotten some offers that might pay better, but they're at clubs with more of an adult vibe. They said I wouldn't have to do anything weird, but I don't know. I've heard rumors about what can happen to some of the girls in those places. Country girl like me doesn't exactly have a whole lot of job prospects, and it'd be good money. This one's easy. Don't do it. But ever hear the phrase, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it? No, not really. Well, take it from me. No one's going out of their way to help you, but that doesn't mean you can't help yourself. Just think it over before you say yes to that offer, okay? To think I'd be getting advice from a cop. Alright, I'll think about it. You got a name? Yeah, it's Miho. Don't tell anyone, though. The bosses don't like it when customers know our real names. Between us girls, I've wanted to slam Goto into a wall for months. See you around, detective. Oh, hello, detective. I heard about what happened that night after the other police and the reporters showed up. I'm real sorry to hear about your partner. I can't even imagine what it's like to lose someone like that. Thanks. Daitso, right? Yep, that's me. I'm surprised you remembered that, detective. No need for detective. I'm not on duty. Ayami is fine. How are things? Did that night hurt your business too? In all honesty, business wasn't really better or worse because of it. If anything, I got a little uptick when the reporters were here. But eventually they left too, just like everyone else. It was always my dream to cook and start a restaurant, but it's been a constant uphill struggle. What's the point? I know it might not mean much coming from me, but I believe you should stick it out to the end, no matter what. A lot of it comes down to attitude, right? If you stay down in the dumps, people will taste that emotion in the food. That's something no amount of alcohol can mask. Yeah, I guess. I've been beating myself up for weeks now. Maybe that's not helping, huh? I mean, I'm still competing with scumbags around here, but I'll try and keep my head above the water for now. Thanks, Detective Ayami. Stop by again anytime. Drinks on the house. Thanks, Daitso. Maybe I'll take you up on that one day. For such a grimy looking door, that sure is a fancy lock. Without a code, there's no way I'm getting in. Oh hey, it's that detective from the other night. wonder if she remembers me. That detective is right here and can hear you as she's standing right next to you, Kobayashi. Wha? How'd you know my name? It's on your name tag. Don't think too hard about it, kid. You might hurt yourself. Anyway, I'm just like surprised you need to talk to me again. I don't. Just passing through. Oh, right. That's good. I think I already said everything I could to that other guy. Would have to rack my brain pretty hard to come up with new material, you know? What other guy? Taito? Titus? Typhoon? Taira? Detective Taira was here? What did you tell him? Oh, right, Taira. Yeah, I told him you were here and you were pretty hardcore. You told him I was hardcore? What does that mean exactly? You know, I told him you were a cop that, like, didn't play by the rules. Who had a drink if they wanted to, like, you know, take the edge off and stuff. You told him Shit. What else did you say? Not much else to tell. I told him I heard a firecracker outside before you came in, and about the broken lock, and how you said you'd seen a strange girl. I mean, nothing bad. Whoa, your eyes got all intense for a sec. That's nothing, just dust in my eyes. Painful, stupid, idiotic dust that is causing me to squint. Harshly. Oh yeah, detective, you should be careful. It's super dusty in here. Thank you. I am going to leave now. You enjoy your day. It's now or never. No more excuses. I need to have a look around and find out what really happened that night. Okay, I know this is leaving it on a cliffhanger, but I recorded a good while because I couldn't quit playing. And since it saved, am going to save it here. This is getting more fun and more fun the more I play. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you just so happen to, please leave me a like, subscribe to my channel for this and other playthroughs, or leave me a comment. Um, I love that your choices matter so much in this game. It's it's very refreshing, and you can't go back and change them unless you want to start from the very beginning. So that's really cool. Anyway, thanks for watching this new episode of Tokyo Dark. I'll see you in the next episode, hopefully. You guys and gals have a great day or night. You're so awesome. Peace out.